Welcome to the BBC Tokyo Olympic studio. Looks nice, doesn't it? We're going to give you a little tour of this technological masterpiece and try and show you how it all works.
Yeah, we're going to start here, though, on the main set. And by now, you'll be pretty familiar with how it looks on TV. This is one of the options that we do have, but here are some of the others.
You might have been watching us in the garden. Here we are, or the lower deck, as some posh people call it, with the fish swimming around in the pond beneath us. You can actually zoom in. Look at the crazy detail on these little fellas. There are quite a few of them down there. They are well fed and taken care of, fear not. And they, like us, have pretty impressive views of Tokyo.
We also have the option of presenting from this fabulous runway, where we can take a stroll along the rooftop pagoda with stunning views of this huge city, of course, the hosts of the 2020 Olympic Games.
Lots of people have assumed that we are actually live from Tokyo, but because of the pandemic, the obvious travel restrictions and the uncertainty which came with all that, we've done things slightly differently. So we are not in Japan. We are, in fact, in Salford. And this is what things really like when we turn Tokyo off. Ready?
Welcome to the Green Kingdom. So the whole studio is a green screen construction, and the only things that are real are the chairs, the wooden floor, and of course the metal tables.
We do get asked quite a bit about the design of the desks. They're actually made from folded steel, and they're inspired by origami. There's a little hollow down here and one down there where you can keep your snacks. And the BBC Sport logo at the front here is actually magnetic and removable. So welcome to BBC Port.
Right, shall we put the background back on?
Yeah, go on then.
Right, let's do it, because in fact, it is entirely virtual, which means we can adjust it depending on what time of day it is in Tokyo. So let's have a look at morning, shall we? There we go, nice and bright. We can do afternoon, or we can even go for a nice, soft evening colour.
Now, if you're a gamer, you might think it looks a little familiar. The set is rendered from the same engine which produces Fortnite, and the technology is impressive. We've got 5 cameras around us here at various points in the studio, and they're all fitted with infrared cameras on the top, which point up at a tracking system on the ceiling, which allows us to know exactly where each camera is in the studio.
Once you know where the cameras are, you can then create the stylized 3D images which are rendered in real time by an incredibly powerful graphics system. As the cameras move, the infrared cameras tell the graphics engine that they need to change perspective to look just right, as if it was being viewed from that point in the studio. So if we switch back to the green, you'll start to see that everything has to be masked. So wires are under the green sheets, and there are large wedges called Toblerones for obvious reasons, which do hide a multitude of sins.
If you look here, we can project a ghost image onto the green screen, which you can't see, but thankfully we can. And that's where you look when you're interviewing an athlete, so at least you're not staring into the green abyss.
But our cameras, all the operators and everyone else in the studio is hidden by virtual masking, so that when you see the whole studio on TV, everyone and everything is neatly tucked away.
But because everything has been incredibly carefully masked and marked out, there are certain things you can't do or places you can't go. For example, if I go this side, as you can see, I begin to disappear.
Now, one other thing to tell you is that you're not really allowed to wear white because it can reflect the keying and it looks very strange on camera. And also, green is a big no-no. So this is a green pen, and as you can imagine, I think wearing a green dress or a green shirt or green trousers would look very strange.
It would look a bit like this.
I like that. I like it, a floating head.
That's it. Thanks for taking a tour of the studio with us. I hope that's answered some of your questions.
Enjoy the rest of the Olympics.
We'll see most of you soon.
Thank you so much for checking out our coverage of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics on the BBC Sport YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell button so you never miss an upload. See you soon.